Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well today. And today, before I start today's topic, here is an important announcement to make. My very first e learning module on fundamentals of business communication for working professionals is out on Udemy platform. You can check out the link in the description box below. I've also mentioned the referral code if you are interested in enrolling for the course. If you will be enrolling, I'll see you there on the other end. And let's start with today's video. But before that, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Well, if people at your workplace feels like they are just another cog in the machine, something's off. Building a culture of empathy means tuning in, genuinely listening, and not brushing off someone's stress with a "that's part of the job." It's about creating a space where people don't have to hide their struggles or second guess sharing an idea. Because let's be real, no amount of skill or process beats a team that feels safe, heard, and supported. So, in today's video, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, which is making empathy central to your company's culture. Now, this topic is broadly taken from an article about which I have also mentioned in the description box below, including who is the author of the research paper. So let's get started. In Tim Cook's 2017 MIT commencement address, he warned graduates, "People will try to convince you that you should keep empathy out of your career. Don't accept this false premise." The Apple CEO is not alone in recognizing and emphasizing the importance of empathy, the ability to share and understand others' emotions at work. At the time of his remarks, 20% of the United States employers offered empathy training for managers. And in a recent survey done of 150 CEOs, over 80% recognized empathy as key to success. Well, research demonstrates that Cook and other leaders are onto something. Empathetic workplaces tend to enjoy stronger collaboration, less stress, and greater morale. And their employees bounce back more quickly from difficult moments such as layoffs. Still, despite their efforts, many leaders struggle to actually make caring part of their organizational culture. In fact, there's often a gap between the culture executives want and the one they have. Now imagine a company whose culture is defined by aggression and competition. The CEO realizes he and his colleagues can't go on this way, so he hastily rolls out empathy as a key new corporate value. Now, it's a well-intentioned move, but he has shifted the goalposts, creating distance between the organization's ideals, prescriptions for how people ought to behave, and its current social norms, how most members of a group actually behave. He might hope this will put employees in an aspirational mood, but evidence suggests the opposite. When norms and ideals clash, people gravitate toward what others do, not what they are told to do. What's worse, people who adhered to the previous culture might feel betrayed or see leadership as hypocritical and out of touch. Thankfully, there's a way to work with the most power of social norms instead of against them, and consequently change the culture. While people do conform to others' bad behaviors, they also adhere to kind and productive norms. For instance, after seeing others vote, conserve energy, or donate charity, people are more likely to do themselves. The research also demonstrates that empathy is contagious. People catch one another's care and altruism. Here are a few ways leaders can leverage this insight to build empathy in their workplaces. Number 1. Acknowledge the potential for growth. When people think of empathy as a trait that one either has or doesn't have, it may seem out of reach. If you can't learn something, why bother trying? The research has found that people with this kind of fixed mindset around empathy work less hard to connect with others. If such beliefs permeate an organization, encouraging empathy as a collective value will fall flat. But the good news is that our mindsets can change. In a follow up study, as part of the research I was mentioning, the co authors of this article had presented people with evidence that empathy is less like a trait and more like a skill. They responded by working harder at it, even when it didn't come naturally. In other words, the first step is toward building empathy is about acknowledging that it can be built. Leaders should start by assessing the mindsets of their employees and teaching them that they can indeed move towards their ideals. Number 2, highlight the right norms. The loudest voices are seldom the kindest, but when they dominate conversations, they can also hijack our perceptions. Hard partying college freshmen brag about their weekend exploits, and as a result, their peers conclude that the average student likes binge drinking more than they really do. When one team member loudly expresses a toxic attitude, colleagues can confuse that attitude for the majority opinion. Such a phantom norms can derail positive change when people conform to them. Leaders can fight back against phantom norms by drawing attention to the right behaviors. At any moment, some individuals in an organization are acting kindly while others are not. Some are working together while others are competing. Empathy often belongs to a quiet majority. Foregrounding it, for instance, through incentives and recognition, can allow employees to see its prevalence, tuning or turning up the volume on a positive norm. And number 3, find culture leaders and co-create with them. Every group, whether it's a sports team, a corporate division, or a police department, includes people who encourage team cohesion even though it's not part of their formal role. Now, these individuals might not be the most popular or powerful, but they are the most connected. Information, ideas, and values flow through them. They are their group's unsung influencers. In a recent study, a teacher and her colleagues used this wisdom to change culture in middle schools. They deputized students to create anti-bullying campaigns, which were then spread around campus. Now, the student deputies varied in how socially well-connected they were. The teacher found that peer-led anti-bullying campaigns worked, but they were especially effective when they were helmed by the most connected students. To build empathetic cultures, leaders can begin by identifying connectors and recruiting them for help in championing the cause. This not only increases the likelihood that new ideals will take it also allows employees to be recognized for connecting with others, highlighting another positive social norm. Hence, empathy deserves its buzzy status, and leaders are wise to deserve it from their businesses. But to succeed in making it part of their organization's DNA, they must pay close attention to how cultures build and change organically, collectively, and often from the bottom up. So that's it for today's video. I hope this was insightful for you as a working professional, especially if you are part of a human resource team. So stay tuned for many more such interesting articles, stories, case studies, games, models, methods, and my thoughts related to management. I'll see you next week.